Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of this explainer. Today, we're continuing our slow, calm dive into Aarohi's travelogue. We're going to carefully decode exactly how her physical travels across Europe map directly to her psychological rebirth. We're looking past the simple acts of sightseeing here to uncover the really deep, hidden meanings behind the specific titles and closing phrases she gives to each moment. But before we unpack all those hidden meanings, we really have to stop and ask ourselves a quiet, profound question. How does stepping out into the unknown fundamentally reshape our inner world? Like when we cross physical borders, what invisible mental borders do we cross at the exact same time? Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we travel through her story today. So, our metaphorical map today follows 5 inner milestones. We start with Phase 1, the awakening at Disneyland. Moving to Phase 2, finding confidence in Paris. Then Phase 3, courage at Etretat. Phase 4, freedom in Nice. And finally, Phase 5, finding absolute peace in Italy.
All right, Part 1, the Princess Reborn, her healing at Disneyland.
Here, we witness a really clear, stark contrast. On one side, we have the Meerut girl. She's guided by heavy rules, societal duty, and honestly, the lingering fears of her dark catacomb days. But then on the other side, we see the newly born European traveler. By just embracing the magic around her, she leaves all that heavy weight behind to rewrite her story with unapologetic personal magic.
And that brings us to the beautiful closing phrase of this moment, fairy dust touched. It's such an exquisite phrase, but it anchors a very deep realization. It literally means that the darkness of those catacomb days has been completely replaced. Her inner child has been fundamentally and permanently healed.
Moving into Part 2, grace, gravity, and value. Finding confidence in Paris. Now, each title here maps a crucial step in her Parisian transformation. In Moment XV, from lists to love, her closing phrase, love danced closer, shows this incredible shift. She goes from calculating love through practical lists to feeling the natural, passionate rhythm of a dance by the River Seine. Then, in Moment XV, the Eiffel Tower acts like a golden sword. It cuts those old chains of Sambhal, that conditioned fear, allowing her new vows of freedom to rise golden in the morning light. And finally, by joining the human tsunami of a World Cup victory celebration, she realizes she can find her own authentic heartbeat right in the middle of a global tribe. In Moment XIV, Paris, the Grace and Gravity, the sheer grand beauty of the Paris Opera House forces a beautiful kind of reconciliation. She balances her newfound grace, her rising self-worth, with the gravity of her traditional guilt about spending money or taking up space. By choosing small luxuries together with her partner, she finally feels seen and valued as an equal. She closes this Paris chapter with the phrase, musical memories. It's a perfectly harmonious phrase, cementing the entire day as a true masterpiece of internal balance. The grace and the gravity are finally singing together. She actually demonstrates her newfound mastery over her environment through what she calls her Paris Symphony. She balances time, energy, and space with perfect agency in a single weekend hack. She guides us so calmly from the quiet morning at Sacré-Cœur down the Seine to the peaceful Tuileries Garden. She's no longer just wandering, right? She's actively conducting her own journey.
Part 3, the answer of the cliff, finding courage at Etretat.
Walking this dangerous, narrow cliff path is no longer just tourism for her. It's a literal test of agency. It's a very clear choice between the safety of the known, giving in to the fear of the abyss, and walking forward to confront her deep-seated fears head-on. She takes her partner's hand, sure, but the true courage to take each step and stand on her own feet, that is entirely her own. Her closing phrase here is breathtakingly simple. Cliff answered. And the answer echoing back from that vast sea and deep abyss is so profound. She is finally strong enough to stand entirely on her own. Part 4, the freedom of Nice, shedding those deep inhibitions. This part illustrates a massive shift. Surrounded by the bold, fearless confidence of the Riviera's sapphire curve, she absorbs this playful reward of holy freshness. She learns the absolute vital lesson that she, too, is allowed to unapologetically exist. She can take up space in the world without feeling shy or guilty. She captures this perfectly in the phrase, dolphins shimmered. It encapsulates the pure, playful reward of Maryland and the radiant confidence of this southern escape. Her spirit is now just as bright and free as that shimmering water. Part 5, A Starlit Italian Homecoming. Absolute spiritual validation. In Florence, during Moment 21, she looks at Renaissance art, stone that literally seems to breathe, and it serves as a mirror for her soul. She recognizes her own life as a masterpiece in progress, closing with Art Reborn. Then, in Rome, after witnessing ancient spectacles of glory and grief, she adopts a purely Roman calm. She learns a timeless resilience, and finally trusts the warmth of the world just as much as she trusts herself. In Moment 23, lying on her back on an empty Venetian street, just looking up at a sky full of stars, she creates a weightless memory. Venice is a city built impossibly on water, floating through time on bamboo and hope. And in this quiet, magical piece, she feels just as wonderfully weightless. Her closing phrase, "Venice shimmered," isn't just about the reflection on the canal water. The city shimmers inside her. It reflects the profound, beautiful stillness she finally allows her own heart to feel. Now, the crucial point arrives as we reach Moment XVXI in Milan, titled Milan Homecoming Days. We really need to look at how beautifully she uses homecoming as a semantic paradox here. She's not returning to a physical house in India. Instead, she's realizing that she has finally found her own wings. And because of that, the entire world is now her home. This explainer culminates with the ultimate manifestations of her journey. Milan Blessed acts as a profound spiritual validation. Then, in Moment 25, the flower of freedom, she finds raw proof of her hard-earned agency right back in her own kitchen. And finally, the ultimate closing phrase, Mira arrived. The daughter, a new miracle, born to a mother who has successfully navigated the map of her own healing and finally found her wings. Aarohi's brilliant metaphorical map leaves us with one final lingering thought, to gently ponder on our own paths of self-discovery. When you finally step out into the world, which invisible chains will you leave behind? Thank you for walking through this journey of healing with me. Until next time, keep exploring, both outside and within.